off net. What's up, my people? This is ShowBizz. Don't. Alright, man, look what Derek Chisora just said about Deontay. The bronze bomber is just silly. Whoops. Alright, man, look. First, I want to say this. Hit the Tyson bell. Derek Chisora. First of all, Derek, I love you like a play cousin, brother. I love you like a play cousin. But what you just said about Deontay Wilder is silly. It's silly, silly, silly. You hear me? It's silly, silly, silly. Black two sugar. Damn. ShowBizz the mug. If you don't get your black two sugars. Look, I just read an interview, okay, with our guy, Derek Chisora, okay, speaking on my boy, Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And what he just said was completely nuts. Now, Derek Chisora said that he suspects or he expects Deontay Wilder to sit out and wait to take on Tyson Fury for $80 million. Let me tell you something, bro. That is so wrong on so many levels, okay? And that's the black two sugars. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something, Derek. It's funny. I'm actually shocked. A guy like Derek Chisora, win, lose, or draw. Okay, the reason why we love you, Derek, is because you'll fight anybody. You can care less about your record. You just trying to throw them hands. And you expose a lot of people. At least you give us a hint of reality. You let us know the truth in the ring. When you take on whoever, you push them. Either you beat them or you let them know, hey, look, man, fighting somebody on my level is no easy walk in the park. So coming from somebody like you, it's funny that you're saying that it's actually a smart move for Deontay Wilder to sit back and sit out until after the smoke clears between Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. That is silly. Silly, silly, silly. Look, first of all, if Deontay Wilder sits out for 2 years, let's keep it real, okay? Tyson Fury versus Anthony Joshua, they're going to fight twice. Their first fight isn't even going to be until, what, June, July? Something like that? I'm worried about Tyson Fury. Hit the Tyson bell. You want to talk about sitting out? I'm worried about Fury. Anthony Joshua, he fought Poulet. He's had a fight. I'm worried about, he hasn't fought since Deontay Wilder, since back in February, okay? Last February. You want Deontay Wilder to sit out for 2 fights. That means you're not expecting Deontay Wilder to fight at all until somewhere in the middle of 2022. That is silly, silly, silly. And you think it's going to be an $80 million fight if he does? And you think that is smart to do so? Oh my, Derek, come on, man. Come on, Derek. Come on, Derek, you're going to fight Joseph Parker, right? Joseph Parker. Derek, you want to talk about one of the busiest heavyweights in the world, and you expect that from Wilder? Look, in order for that fight, let me give my black two sugars. In order for that fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury to be worth $80 million, we're going to need Deontay Wilder to start knocking some heads off like he was doing. Okay? He can't just sit there. Number one, how old is Deontay Wilder? Let me look it up. What is he, 36? I'm sorry, not to age you, Wilder. Not to age you. Let me look up Wilder. Let me look up his age. Because this is, I want to get this right. And I'm doing this. No cut, no edits. Let me look up Deontay Wilder. 35 years old. I wasn't that far off, okay? 35 years old. You don't want Deontay Wilder to fight till he's 37. Not throw not throw a punch at anybody's face until he's 37 years old. Look, man, here's the deal, okay? Here's the deal. I understand that Deontay Wilder has the arbitration or whatnot with Tyson Fury. I understand that he wants the third fight, and I heard Derek Chisora saying that Tyson Fury doesn't want to fight a healthy Deontay Wilder, and many people feel that way. That Tyson Fury is like, look, I don't want to blow my chances against AJ. I don't really feel that way because he fought Deontay Wilder twice. I think people sound like that who hasn't mixed it up with Wilder. Of course, you're going to think that way. You're thinking about yourself, okay? Tyson Fury, he mixed it up with that guy when nobody else was mixing it up with Deontay Wilder for whatever reason. Either, I know some of you in the UK going to think that Deontay Wilder was ducking people. Some people in the US is going to think people were ducking Deontay Wilder. Either way, Tyson Fury got in the ring with that boy twice. Okay, fought him to a draw and then walked him down and TKO'd him the second time. So I think Derek Chisora was kind of projecting there a little bit because he hasn't been in the ring with Wilder. Thinking, hey man, I mean, you can mess around and in a split second, if you blink your eye, you'll be humping the canvas. Okay? So he think Tyson Fury must be thinking that way. Who knows? Who knows? But I'll tell you this. If you think that fight isn't happening because Tyson Fury is a little gun shy of Deontay Wilder, why would you want Deontay Wilder to be gun shy about everybody else in the heavyweight division? Okay, I get it. Tyson Fury, he doesn't want to lose his $100 million deal, okay? A fight that's $200 million altogether against AJ. He don't want to lose that opportunity and take on Deontay Wilder. But you think Deontay Wilder should sit out for 2 years because he doesn't want to lose his opportunity by taking on any... Actually, you know what? I think you sneak this. Derek must be sneak this. He must say, Deontay Wilder, you better sit out because after that Tyson Fury butt whooping, you ain't going to be able to, you shouldn't gamble a fight against an Andy Ruiz or, I don't know, anybody, okay? Martin, anybody, okay? Dubois, anybody. Maybe because I just don't, a guy like Derek Chisora, it just throws me off that somebody of his level, somebody who fights like him, as often, win, lose, or draw, just a warrior, okay, will say something like that. All right, so I'm thinking either he'll troll you. Oh my goodness, he'll troll you. So either he's being extremely sarcastic or he genuinely feels, look, these guys aren't built like me. Maybe he's saying that. Oh, if it was me in Deontay Wilder's spot, I would have fought twice already. But for Wilder, he should sit out. Maybe he's saying that. And same thing with Tyson Gypsy King. You go ahead and fight it. You can't go ahead. You can't fight Deontay Wilder. You'll be humping the canvas. Okay? Maybe that's what he's doing. So maybe he's not projecting. Maybe he's doing the exact opposite. Either way, what you said, Chisora, was silly. And as a Deontay Wilder fan, all right, I'm going to tell you this. How I feel, I'm ready to see Bomb Squad. I'm ready to see Deontay Wilder go knocking some heads off. All right, as AJ and Tyson Fury are focused on each other, I want Deontay Wilder to let people know that he's still the knockout artist. That was just a one-off against Tyson Fury. And maybe if he does that, opposed to sitting out, once he gets the opportunity against whoever comes out when the smoke clears between AJ and Tyson Fury, maybe he will be offered $80 million because he's been knocking people out and not sitting on his hands. ShowBizz, the adult. I'm out.